Hi everyone, welcome to Ideas to I Did It. I'm Donna, and on this channel we like to show you woodworking projects that you can do on nights and weekends and sell to make extra money for your family. We like to choose low-cost projects and show you how to do them, and then you can sell them in your local area. Today's no different. We're doing a wood art project that I made completely out of scrap, and we make the frames using slats of 2x4. We have a separate video that Chris did on how to make the frames, and the frames cost less than $1 per piece. It's well worth it. Go check that video out. The link's in the description. And so today we are making wood art, and for me the project was all scrap, but even if you had to buy it, I worked it out, and I think it would be between $6 and $8 depending on the cost in your area. And this project for us would sell between $40 and $60, but again, it depends on your area. So for us, that's well worth it. It's well worth the time and the cost of the materials to put into it. This project takes me between 30 minutes and an hour to complete, and for us it's well worth it. So we hope it is for you too, so let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start on the wolf. I'm doing something a little different. I've printed out my pattern, and I've printed out two, one to be my template and one to cut out for the pattern. But you can see with the wolf, I want this edge where his fur would be to be the rough wood. So I have a piece of wood that's got a super rough edge. So I'm cutting out all of the edge pieces against that rough edge, so it looks like that. So there's going to be a lot of texture, and so we'll get going on that, and then we'll cut out the rest of the pieces. So I'm just cutting out the pieces, and I'm leaving the rough edge, as you can see on the side. And when I glue my pieces down, I just use a glue stick, and it holds the paper down well enough for you to be able to cut them out, and then it peels off generally clean, so it doesn't leave any residue that you have to deal with. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. We'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks so much for watching. We really do appreciate the support. So I've glued the piece down, and I glue it using the pattern with a piece of parchment over it so I can see it. And then I just glue the sides together to kind of make it semi-solid, and then I glue it on to the backing. It might be in 2 or 3 big pieces at that point. So here I'm staining, and I'm using a couple different stains. I'm using dark walnut on the edges to really enhance the texture of those rough pieces, because I really want those to show as almost like fur-like. And then I'm using a combination of golden oak and an aged oak, weathered oak, to create some light spots and some dimension here in the middle part of the wolf. And then I'm going to also use the dark walnut again for the nose and the eye, and I'll go back to those particular areas a few different times to really richen up that dark brown. And I also do the same thing in the depth of the ear. I go back a few different times. This is me just deepening up the colors a bit more. And now I'm working on some shadow work. So I have some diluted black paint that I'm using to simply go around some of those joints to really help with the dimension. It's all about bringing out the dimension to really add life to the piece. You want to darken the areas that would be further back, so the inside of the ears, beneath the mouth, and then that will help create that dimension. Okay, so we're almost done with the wolf. I am going to give it a few little highlights with some gold gilding wax. So this is just a wax with a bit of pigment, gold pigment in it. I just use my finger. You could use a brush, I guess. And you're just gonna touch some of the edges. It's gonna catch on some of the roughness. And it's just gonna give it just the slightest little sparkle. I'm going to do it on some of the rough parts here because it's really going to want to grab. It's just going to give it a little something. Now, you definitely don't have to do this. I just feel it does add a special little touch. And now that the piece is done, Chris will build a frame using 2x4. We have a separate video that shows how to do that. You can create a gorgeous frame for less than $1. So once it's framed up, then when you get it prepared to sell, you want to really take great photos. This is something I'm still learning a lot about and still trying to work with, but you want to stage them and take great photos to really show the piece in place so people can understand what it would look like in their place, and also up close so you can see the dimension. We really hope you love this video. Thanks so much for watching.